Hello, welcome to my channel, Geechee Lion's Journey. I'm back here in a familiar place. I was here maybe a couple of months ago. This is my sister's house, sister and brother-in-law's house in Minnesota. And I did a vlog from this very spot a couple of months ago, so I thought I'd do it again today. The weather's mild, nice temperature, nice little breeze going on, but I put this vlog off until I actually felt better. I've been going through, had a lot of appointments dealing with health and my job and music appointments, all kind of things. But the title of this vlog, as you can see if you clicked on here, is When I'm 64. Now, those of you who are fans of the Beatles recognize that as the title of one of their songs. Now, I guess the most memorable line of that is, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Now, I just looked at those lyrics, and a lot of them are really not going to apply to my subject matter today, but I did want to cover them, cover this subject for myself. I am 64. My birthday was actually, well, today is Friday, so my birthday was last Monday before last, so that means it's been about 11 days ago that I had my 64th birthday, and I had full intention and not anxious, but intending to do this vlog. And I just using this because, again, from the Beatles song, but I've been wanting to do this for a long time. But let me say that my subject matter can apply to any man or woman of any age, but I would concentrate on people aged maybe the upper 50s, mid 50s at least, and up, and especially if you're over 60 and 64 like I am, or even older. So when I think of that line that says, will you still need me, will you still feed me, I think of several people or institutions that may express a need for you, or vice versa. And I'm going to just cover a few of them here. And everything is not going to necessarily be related to me, but some of it will be. The first one I get out of the way is, will your country need you? Now, the first thing I think of when I hear that is, are you in the military? Does Uncle Sam need you? I like to expand that a little bit. Are you politically active? You know, do you vote? Do you campaign for a particular candidate or party? Are you active like that? I used to be a long time ago. So if you are involved politically like that, you could probably say your country needs you, and you express a desire to do something for your country as far as the electoral process, or getting some local improvements done in your city, county, state. So, you know, in that sense, you know, if you're dealing with any organization or anything like that, political, social, you may feel needed there. Your country or that organization may need you, and to a certain extent, you may need them if they have been a source of pride, a source of something to give you something to do, etc. But the next one I'm going to talk about, and this applies to me and a lot of you out there, is, will your job need you? Now, let me say this. Today, September 1st, 2023, is the first official day of my retirement. I worked the last day at my last job yesterday, and I have no intention of going back. I have no intention of going back to that job or anybody's job. So I'm retired, you're looking at a retired man here at 64. First official day. Will your job need you? First thought that I come to mind, the quick answer is no. Most of these jobs don't need you. They need you for their purposes, and then when they don't need you no more, they find a way to get rid of you, or make the situation so untenable or so uncomfortable that you want to leave voluntarily. You want to quit, find another job, or they'll try to trump up something to get rid of. And I think of my best friend Larry, and I'm going to mention his name here. I lost him about 13 or 14 years ago, and I would consider him a workaholic. To some extent, I was at the time as well, but this applies to anybody out there. Will your job need you? No, not necessarily, because I think I heard somebody say the same day that they have your funeral, right next to it will be the job listing for your job that you were on. So I want to say most of these jobs don't give a damn about you. I would say my job, I had a cordial relationship with my supervisor and them. I expressed my appreciation to my supervisor for hiring me. I was at a very low point a year ago. I was near death. I'm going to say I was near death. I was going through some physical things, but also mental anguish, emotional, spiritual. I was very messed up last year, a year ago, and this organization saw fit somehow to hire me, and that kind of gave me some stability. I was able to earn some income, put some money away, and kept me occupied and kept me somewhat stable. But yeah, my friend died, and all I could think of is this: so he's dead, so what? They're gonna just list his job, but if they probably did listed his job before even his funeral. So, and you can probably relate to this. The quick answer is, will your job need you? They need you as long as they need you. When they don't, they find a way to get rid of you and make it so you want to go. Will your friends need you or feed you? Now, the question is, do you have a real friend? Larry David Hall was probably the only real friend I ever had. And that's a real friend. Somebody who actually supports you, wants to cheer you on, and wants to see you do well, will help you do well, will help you in whatever you try to do, and vice versa. You will do that for them. That's a real friend. Larry David Hall was my only real friend. Ask yourself, will your friends need you and feed you? Do you have a real friend? If you do, then you can ask yourself this question further. Will your friends need you and feed you? And that feeding, needing and feeding, that's could be emotional support, spiritual support. You got and you look around, do you have any friends? And then you ask yourself that question. Will your family need you? Now, family, some of you have large families, some smaller. And the first thing you would think of, well, at our advanced ages, are your parents still alive? For the most part, I guess if they are still alive, I would think they need you. Your parents may need you, to support them or whatever. I could see that. And then next, you think about your children. If you have any children, do they need you? First thing I think about with that is, yeah, they need you when they want to ask you for some money, or ask you for a favor, ask you, can you use their car, or can you pay a bill or whatever. Yeah, they need you. They may need you in that support. And then some of you have real good relationships with your children, that you may talk to them every day. If you don't see them every day, you may talk to them every day, just to chit chat. How was your day? Anything I could do for you, mom, dad? So So that, you know, you got to ask yourself that question. You assess that for yourself. You may have siblings. Some of you have your only children, or you may have one sibling. You may have 5. Some of you have 9 or whatever. Will they need you? And then you ask yourself, where do you stand in the hierarchy? Are you the oldest? Are you the middle child? Are you the youngest? What type of relationship do you have with your siblings? Now, I can say I have a good relationship with my sister here, who's the next oldest under me. She's actually 9 months younger than me. I have a good relationship with her, and I'm glad to be able to come back here and visit again one last time before I leave for the Philippines. But, you know, she's been here, I think, as a spiritual support, emotional support, shoulder to crown, I guess, if necessary. And she's done some things for me. I was here, I guess, maybe last year, and she made some crafts for me. She likes to craft, so she made me some t-shirts and mugs and things. And one of your famous vloggers might have alluded to that, seeing me with a certain Filipino vlogger pictured on one of my t-shirts. And yeah, you all know who that is. I won't even mention her right now. I'll mention her on another vlog. But yeah, so I had a good relationship with her. I actually have 7 siblings. I'm the oldest. It's a mixed bag. Most of them I don't really see much. I don't see any of them that much. The one that I do have seen a lot, I can't stand them. And that's another reason why I'm glad to get out of that house, because my youngest sibling, I can't stand them, never did like them. So I'm glad to be leaving the house also, to be rid of him. And then, I don't know, you may have cousins, other distant relatives you may have a relationship with. I have a few that I have a good relationship with, and I don't see them at all because they live in other cities. So even when I'm in the Philippines, I'll still be able to correspond with them by Zoom or by telephone, chat, WhatsApp, or text, or even if the rare occasion I may use Facebook Messenger. So they'll still be there. So if there's any positiveness regarding relating with the cousins and what have you, sure, I'll continue to do that. And to the extent we need each other, I may contact them, or they may contact me. And you ask yourself, again, everything that I'm saying, ask yourself these questions. Will they still need you? Will they still feed you? In the general sense. And this last one, and I'm saying it, will a romantic loved one or someone you are in a relationship need you? Now, in my case, don't nobody need me. I don't have a girlfriend. It's not like I don't want one. I would love to be in a relationship with a nice woman, but I haven't found anybody, and I don't expect to find anybody in America. That's one of the driving forces of me leaving America and going to the Philippines. Is a major reason, because I'm not going to find love here. And I'm going to relate this to something. I'm going to go ahead and mention his name, Calvin, who has a vlog called Sunshine Shoulders, and he did a vlog recently about the old man wake-up call. Well, I got my old man wake-up call here in America, I want to say 10 years ago, when I lost a job. I was on this job 20 years, and these people, with a change of administration, they found their opportunity to lay me off, which means they fired me. No severance pay. They just let me go, put me in the street, Uh, After 20 years, I'm 54 years old, and I'm just put out in the street. Now, I was still supporting um, my daughter at the time somewhat. She was a college student then. So I was still supporting her. I still had the regular bills, the mortgage, and all that other kind of stuff going on. But that job, let me relate to, like I said, most of these jobs, they don't need your ass. And especially if they don't like you or whatever, they find a way when they get the opportunity to get rid of you, they get rid of you. So, but I digress. A romantic loved one, I don't have one. Um, I'm looking to find that eventually in the Philippines. I'm not going to rush. That's another thing that's been beaten into me by Calvin and other Philippine-based vloggers, Filipino-based vloggers. Don't rush. Take your time. So, that's been beaten into me. So that won't happen. I'm not gonna be rushing to do anything of that. Something comes to me, then I have to deal with it at that time. But you out there who are in your mid 50s and 60s and 64 around like me, you got to ask yourself, will they still need you and feed you? Hell no, they don't need me, and they not gonna feed me in America. America is death. And I call it, I'm suffering from ADHD, but I call it American death, hell, and damnation. Okay? America don't need me. Like I said, my job don't need me. I didn't need the job. I got rid of that. I quit on them, and I ain't going back. I really don't have no friends. The friend I did have died. The family that I want to deal with, I deal with them from a distance. I do still have both of my parents are still alive. I mean, to an extent, you can say they need me, but however, my life trumps theirs right now. I haven't had a life, so both of them are in relatively good health. Both of them are still bowling. They bowl every week. See my father, because I've been staying with him the last couple of weeks. He's on the rowing machine and stuff, so doing pretty good. My mother's still bowling, still traveling, even though they're in their 80s. So, do they need me? Nah. I can still be reached by phone, video chat, or whatever, but I don't have that going on. Family, like I said, the ones that I deal with and vice versa, I can still deal with them. And again, no romance. So that's not, I don't have that issue. So you got to ask yourself, and as I conclude here, when I'm 64, and I want to say this is my first day of retirement. I quit my job. I'm officially retired as of today, September 1st. I'm retired. Retired from accounting, which was what my profession was, but I'm still an active musician. I'm even a more active musician. So, and I want to say ironically, the last song that I worked on yesterday is a Beatles inspired song. So we talking about When I'm 64, the song of the Beatles. We worked on a song that I wrote that was inspired, at least this version was inspired by the Beatles. And hopefully you will hear that song in its entirety pretty soon. So when I'm 64, hey, and I am 64, so I can stand here and say this, I'm in relatively good health. I've been in and out of the hospital and doctor's visits. I haven't counted them, but I probably will count them. I've probably had 25 doctor or hospital visits within the past year. No, maybe 40. I'm gonna count them. That means routine doctor visits, specialists, treatments, procedures this past year. And I stand here in relatively good enough shape where I can move to the Philippines and be able to have a chance to thrive and to live and to love there. I'm on my way, Filipinos. I love you. But that's it. And again, the job is over. I can devote more time to my music, but I'm probably, after I get to the Philippines, I'm probably going to take that time to adjust, to the new surroundings. But we'll be talking about that on a future vlog. So that's where I am when I'm 64. Am I needed here in America? No. Am I needed by people, feel needed? No, hell no. Do I need somebody here? Do I need America? Hell no. Getting out of here. So you ask yourself that question out there in the audience. And I thank you for listening. And if you like this video, whether you like it or not, I will welcome your comments. If you do nothing but say boo, to let me know that you saw the video, leave a comment. Leave a long comment as you want. You can talk about your own story. At whatever age you are, you can talk about who or what needs you and vice versa. And just talk about it. This is something to spark some debate and conversation starter. Plan on being back here either tomorrow or the next day with my next vlog, which is another very important subject. I like to say that I am in the month of September, and I intend to release 3 new record albums this month. The Passport Brothers Movement by the Passport Brothers, Alone Together by Geechee Lion, and The Ministry by Geechee Lion this month. So thank you for listening as we get ready to go. Thanks to my brother Scott Charles. You will be hearing from Scott Charles. Hopefully we'll be doing some music together. Thank you for listening, and like, share, and subscribe. And visit my website, ChilionsSoul.com. That's ChilionsSoul.com. You can follow all my music and buy the music and support the music there and keep up with me. Join my email list. Thank you.